Tell us a little bit about Advanced Flooring and what you guys do.
Advanced Flooring is a fourth generation family business specialising in importing and wholesaling flooring products into New Zealand, focusing on commercial flooring products.
Excellent.
Into architectural buildings.
Cool. And so when you came to Zemba, what were the main challenges that you faced in sort of seeking out some support?
At the time we were faced with having just lost a key staff member. We were just trying to figure out the best way forward and heard of Zemba and reached out and still working a couple of years later.
All right, good. And working with Zemba obviously meant that you then had to work with a partly remote team. How did you find that? Did that pose any challenges for you guys?
It posed some challenges because obviously we weren't used to it at all at that time. But yeah, easily overcome.
Good.
The Zemba processes and methods helped us achieve that.
Excellent. So what services are you currently using Zemba for?
We're currently using the VA service and the tele services.
Okay, excellent.
Options.
And do you find how have you found that the EA service has solved any of your challenges when you first started?
It certainly solved the challenge of having lost somebody, helped us keep on top of the workload. And keep priorities and key priorities for the business in front of us.
Yep. And what are some of the key tasks or things, I guess, on a personal level that your EA supports you with that you would say add the most value to you guys?
The EA helps me with obviously inbox and calendar management.
Yep.
Helps me keep on top of my daily priorities and helps keep me focused on key priorities for the business.
Excellent, fantastic, that's what we like to hear. And what you've obviously worked with one of our EAs for a couple of years now, nearly 2 years. You've made it work really well. What would you say is one of the most non-negotiable aspects or things that you have to do to make working with an EA work?
A couple of key things I would say is one is the trust factor.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you work with somebody for a while, you trust them and never been let down.
Yep.
And then obviously the daily communication we find is critical to that.
Yes. Yep.
That was something I struggled with for a while, but having definitely done that now for a good while, even on days where you feel like there's not much to communicate,
Yep.
it always helps with knowing what's going on.
Excellent. And the last one around EA, I guess, is how do you feel, has the EA service impacted your personal or business life, or how you feel about it in general?
It helps me feel more in control.
Yeah.
At times you can be tied up travelling or even in meetings back to back, and you know that someone is on top of things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to worry about what.
So on the telesales front, what is it that Zemba's doing to help Advanced Flooring currently?
On the teleservices front, Zemba is helping us make appointments for our field salespeople,
Yep.
visiting reps. We recognise that our time is important, but also our customers' time is important.
Yes.
So making time with them to meet with them, we find incredibly beneficial. It means they're expecting us. It means we can be briefed of any current challenges and we can turn up prepared.
Excellent, very good. What do you think some of the direct outcomes or value are that you've had from those telesales calls? Have you got any stats or anything like that to share?
What we find is that our appointments, as I said, people are expecting us. So there's no turning up and the client you're expecting to see isn't there, or wasted appointments. We find the coordination of appointments, even geographically, helps. Again, efficiencies and time saving.
So why wouldn't you just take this in-house?
We tried it in-house. In fact, we did it in-house for years, and what we found was different. The skill set required for that was quite unique.
Yeah.
And somebody that can be doing that outside of the business, focused on that, worked really well.
Excellent.
We found when people were in the business that they tended to get dragged into
Distracted on other things.
correct.
Yeah.
Dragged into day-to-day operations a bit, distracted on other things which impacted the core rate.
Excellent. So that covers off the main things they're working with you guys on at the moment. So to recap, I guess, what would you say would be the top 3 benefits you find of working with Zemba's team?
The key benefits we find is the efficiencies and time savings
Yep.
that is provided by having skilled people in the background doing
Yep.
their work. We find another benefit is the tips and ideas and processes that can get implemented,
Yep.
that the people working at Zemba obviously pick up from the Zemba way of doing things, or even other clients.
Yep. Yep.
And they can easily suggest better ways of doing things. We find that really helps, and as I touched on before, the skill sets are quite unique.
Yep.
And to have small chunks of highly skilled people doing what they're good at really benefits Advanced Flora.
Excellent. And so the last question would be, would you recommend us to your best friend, and why or why not? For those reasons, I'm guessing, but...
Yeah, 100% I'd recommend Zemba, and I have done a number of times.
Yep.
For those very reasons. Anybody looking for time savings, efficiencies, support in general, Zemba can definitely help with that.
Excellent.